Hello everybody, welcome back. So today we're going to be talking about limiting beliefs, those pesky old limiting beliefs. So today you're going to need your journal or a pen and paper. So if you haven't got that, I would grab one now because we're going to be writing a few things down today. So I'm going to start with, where do limiting beliefs come from? So most of our beliefs and values are laid down in really early childhood, so from 0 to about 7 years old. It can come from a specific memory. So if you're aware of a limiting belief that you have and you think back and you think, oh yeah, I know where that comes from. It can come from one specific event, or it can be an accumulation of events over time. As an example, a belief of maybe not being enough could come from being put down or maybe belittled over a period of time. And then what happens is the unconscious mind says, okay, it is not safe for me to put myself out there. It's not safe for me to be seen. So we shrink. So our unconscious minds always want to keep us safe. That is what it is there for. So at one time, that belief may have really served you and really kept you safe. So it's understandable that your unconscious mind put that into place to help you. So we have limiting beliefs that are within our awareness, so things that we're aware that we believe, and we also have limiting beliefs that are also outside our awareness, or maybe we know they're there, but we don't really understand them in great depth. So what I want to do now is bring your attention to some limiting beliefs that may be kind of outside of your awareness. So if you could grab your journal or your pen and paper now, we're going to write down 3 things that you have been wanting to do for a while but haven't yet achieved them. So these can be things like making more money, buying a house, or just doing more for yourself. So just take a few deep breaths now. And take a minute and just connect with 3 things that you've been wanting to do for a while now, but haven't yet achieved them. And I want you to write that down in your journal or on your paper. So I'll just give you a minute to do that. You can pause the video if you need to. And then what we're going to do is put our hand on our hearts. When we do this, we release oxytocin. So it's like receiving a hug. Take a few deep breaths. You can shake your heart space if you need to, if that feels comforting. And then I want you to ask yourself, why is it I haven't achieved these things? So go down your list one by one. So your first thing that you've been wanting to do for a while and haven't achieved. Why is it I haven't achieved this? So I'm going to give you an example of some surface level answers and then some more kind of deep structure answers, kind of unconscious mind answers. So a surface structure answer would be, I don't have enough time, or I just haven't prioritised it yet. So if you're getting answers like that, I want you to go a little bit deeper. I want you to ask yourself, why haven't I made the time? Why haven't I made myself a priority? And start to connect with those deeper answers and listen to yourself. So things sometimes come up and we shut them down. Oh, it's not that, it's not that. If it's coming up, there's a reason for it. So listen to your inner voice. So deeper answers are things like, so if it was something like, do more for myself, take better care of myself. So a deeper answer would be, because I don't think I'm worth it. For making more money, it might be something like, because I don't believe I'm capable, or I don't trust myself. So just take a minute, Go down your list one by one and ask yourself, why is it I haven't achieved this yet? And look for those deep structure answers, those unconscious mind answers. And then I want you to write those down. So I want to give you a little example now. So a limiting belief could also be something a little bit lighter than that. It could be, I'm always late. I struggle to be on time for things. So within that, there will be a belief, and it's not always as simple as it looks. So on surface, you would think the limiting belief would be, I'm never on time. That's a belief. Well, actually, there is often something underneath that. So if you hold a belief that you are never on time, I want you to take a deep breath in again. Hand on your heart, and I want you to ask yourself, why is it that I struggle to be on time, or I'm never on time? And it's usually that there was a time that you was on time and it didn't go to plan, it felt uncomfortable, or it wasn't safe for you to be on time. So actually, the deeper belief is, it is not safe for me to be on time. So in releasing something like that, what it is that we need to work on is the belief underneath that behaviour. So we can do things like, positive self-talk, try our best to not be late, I'll put a bit of a plan in place, and gradually over time that can rebuild our neural pathways. It can rebuild a new behaviour, but that is going to take far, far longer than connecting to the actual reason why. So sometimes when we connect to that memory or that limiting belief, the deeper structure limiting belief, our unconscious mind can go, okay, they've taken notice of this now, so I can release it. In other times, it might be that we need to do some work around that. So that is what we're going to do today. Sorry, let me just check my notes. So as I was saying earlier, these beliefs have been laid down in really early childhood. So we've very rarely had any conscious choice over the beliefs that we hold. They've been laid down to keep us safe. Sorry, just bear with me a second. What I'm trying to say is these beliefs don't serve you now. So how old are you now? And these beliefs could have possibly come from the age of 7, 5 years old. You have so many more internal resources now than you did when you was that age. So as an example, a belief that I've struggled with is a belief of not being enough. For me, as a young child, it kept me safe to feel like I wasn't enough because it made me shrink. It protected me, it kept me safe. But now, as a 31-year-old that has learned all this wonderful stuff, has far, far more internal resources and wisdom than I did at that young age. My brain is now fully developed. It wasn't then. I have far more resources that can help me keep myself safe, and also recognise when I'm not safe and when actually there's outside influence that I don't need to put up with anymore, if that makes sense. So as an example, if you're getting gyp off somebody now at 31 years old or whatever it is, you have the capacity to stand up for yourself. You have the capacity to have a difficult conversation or do what you need to do to help that situation that wasn't possible at a childhood stage. You did not have the capacity to do that then. So just recognising that this belief no longer serves you. There is no need for it to keep you safe anymore. You have the capacity to do that now. You're far more wise and have far more internal resources now than you did then. And now you are also working on a fully developed brain. So just to cover when your brain is fully developed, depending on if there are people of various ages in here, which I'm sure there will be, your brain becomes fully developed when you're about 25 years old. So up until then, the frontal lobe is still developing, which comes down to behaviours and things like that. So if you are under the age of 25, just be compassionate with yourself and understand that you're in a stage of learning. So things like therapy are amazing. Doing mindset work, building those resources so that when your brain becomes fully developed, you've got so much kind of internal wisdom that you can tap into. You've laid that stuff down. So just being aware that right now you are building your internal bank of resources, and just being aware of the kind of things that you're taking in and how that is affecting you can make a massive difference on coming into the stage where your brain is developing more. So okay, sorry, just bear with me a second. So when you have found your limiting belief, we're going to do some work to release that now. So if you need to pause the video and just do those exercises that I asked of you, then do that now. And then when you're ready, you can restart the video and we're going to go into releasing limiting beliefs now. So I'm going to show you a really useful skill that you can use. So we can ask our unconscious mind questions and it can tell us what is the best thing for us. So I don't know if you've ever seen like pendulums, or we can also do this by standing up and our body can actually give us the answer. So what happens when we do this is our unconscious mind will send a message to our fingertips, or if we do it through our body, we'll send messages to our muscles to contract and move the pendulum in the way that we need for the answer that we need, and the same with our body. So I'm going to show you two different ways of doing this. So you can do it through a pendulum. If you maybe don't have use of your legs or struggle with anything like that, or if anybody's working with clients, if they don't have the capacity to stand up and do it that way, you can also use a pendulum. So you can also do it through the use of just like head nods too. So you could get somebody to close their eyes, and so I'll show you an example. An unconscious nod would be like a really slight movement. So a conscious nod would be, you know, it would be a lot more noticeable because we're consciously thinking about it. So take a minute, breathe, relax, let go of any tension in your body. And then you're going to ask your pendulum a question if you want to do it this way. So let me think of a question. Is Sally going to be a millionaire? Oh, yep. She's going to be a millionaire. So another way that you can do it is, I'm going to stand back a bit so that you can see. So the questions that we are going to ask your unconscious mind today, but also you can do this in just asking yourself questions. So for me, an unconscious yes is usually moving forward like this. So chin straight, arms by your side, and just ask your body to show me a yes. You can see my body is now moving forward and backwards. Thank you. And always thank your unconscious mind. And relax again. Show me a no. So now you can see my body's moving backwards for a no. Amazing. So if you ever need to ask yourself any questions, you're unsure of the answer, doing this will allow your unconscious mind to give you the best answer for you. So that's just a great thing to use. But what we're going to do now is ask your unconscious mind if it's willing to delete these old programs, these old limiting beliefs that were laid down in childhood. Or at a younger age, because we know now that these beliefs aren't serving us, that we're old enough now and wise enough now to know better, and we are able to keep ourselves safe now if we need to. So just standing up again or using your pendulum, you're going to ask your unconscious mind if it's willing to delete any programs related to the limiting belief that you have. So deep breath. Are you willing to delete any programs related to limiting beliefs that I hold? And your unconscious mind will give you the answer. So there my unconscious mind said, yes, it is willing to do that. So we thank the unconscious mind to agreeing to delete those old programs. So we always thank the unconscious mind. So we've got to be really kind to our unconscious minds, because it was there to keep us safe. It wanted to protect us, and that is such a lovely thing to do. So it's really important to not hold like grudges towards yourself, and be thankful for your unconscious mind for doing that, but also be aware that it is no longer serving you. So we're going to always thank our unconscious mind when it gives us an answer. Sorry, just bear with me a second. So then we're going to ask our unconscious mind. So deep breath in. Relax the body again. Please delete all old programs related to limiting beliefs now. And when you've done that, please show me a yes. Thank you. There we go. So when you've done that, we're going to do a little meditation now, that's going to help just release those limiting beliefs, that limiting belief, whatever it is. And it is better to work on one thing at a time. So if you need to come back and use this video again, you can do, but try and stick to one limiting belief at a time, because it'll be more beneficial that way. It'll work far better. So we don't want to overload the unconscious mind. We want to give it really simple, clear instruction. So working on one thing is the best thing to do. And if you have something coming up that's like, I don't know what to work on though, there's so much I don't know what to work on that. Work on not knowing what to work on. So the belief that I don't trust myself, that could be. But connect to what feels right for you. So when you're ready, again, if you need to pause the video just to finish that off, you do that. But now I'm going to go into the meditation. So find yourself a comfortable spot. Get yourself a blanket if you need to, a cushion. And then when you're ready, just start taking a few deep breaths in and out. Bringing the eyes to a close now. And going inside, and just take a minute to connect with yourself. That's right. How did you know that slowing your breathing down would allow you to go deeper into a sense of relaxation? And you can consciously release the tension in your muscles or let it happen all by itself. And I don't know if it will be the sound of my voice, the sounds in the room, or the fact that I mention them that will allow you to go deeper and deeper into a sense of relaxation. And I'd like you to imagine now a ladder coming down from your brain into your body, into your heart space. And I want you to imagine yourself climbing down those ladders out of the mind now and into your body. And just notice how that helps you feel more relaxed and more at peace. And I don't know if it's the sound of my voice, the spaces in between my words, or the rise and fall of your chest as you breathe that allows you to go deeper. And now I want your unconscious mind to look for any muscles in tension and to relax them to their normal waiting state. So relax, relax, and totally relax. And in a few moments, not now, I would like your unconscious mind to find any muscles that are still tight because of old pain or trauma or any limiting beliefs. And when it finds them, to tighten them up just a little, and then allow them to slowly and completely relax into their normal waiting state. So let's do that now. Not consciously, just your unconscious scanning for tight muscles, and when it finds them, to tighten them up for just a couple of seconds, then slowly relax them completely. Just noticing any sounds, allowing that to take you deeper into a sense of relaxation. And I'm not sure if it'll be the sound of my voice, any sounds in the background, or the spaces between my words that takes you deeper and deeper into a state of relaxation. And again, your unconscious mind scanning for tight muscles, and when it finds them, to tighten them up for just a couple of seconds, and then slowly relax them completely. And one last time, your unconscious scanning for any remaining tight muscles, and when it finds them, to tighten them up just for a couple of seconds, then slowly relax them completely. Your unconscious mind can now update your muscle memory to the full range of movement you had before any problems or limiting beliefs. Your unconscious can now allow your body to go into perfect alignment and balance as soon as soon as it is safe to do so. Still consciously focusing on the sound of my voice, allowing that to take you deeper and deeper into a sense of relaxation. Allowing any sounds at all to just take you deeper and deeper. And now I want your unconscious mind to scan your body, looking for any remaining limiting beliefs. You will let go and allow this to drop down through you from the top of your head to the tips of your toes now. Just like water dropping through pebbles. So we're going to drain all the limiting beliefs now from your body, with gravity taking it away effortlessly. This will allow the blood flow full access to repair and renew cells in those areas, starting with your head, scanning and releasing any limiting beliefs now, dropping down through your neck, your shoulders, down your arms, through your elbows, forearms, wrists, hands, fingers, and leaving your body, letting those limiting beliefs drain away now. Those limiting beliefs dropping down through your shoulders, spine, chest, abdomen, hips, legs, knees, lower legs, ankles, feet and toes, leaving you and dropping onto the floor, making a big puddle of old limiting beliefs or trauma that you can step away from now and leave behind. And when you have removed every last bit of limiting beliefs or trauma, you may open your eyes and come back into the room. So just taking a minute to just come to now. And when you're ready, we're going to write down 3 promises that you want to do for yourself. So this may be related to the things that you wrote down that you were wanting to do, or it might be related to the limiting belief. So as an example, if one of the things that you wanted to do was to do more for yourself, the promise to yourself might be something like, I'll have a bath once a week. I'll take myself for a walk 3 times a week. Whatever it is that you need. So you're going to write down 3 promises to yourself now. 3 things that you're going to do in relation to that limiting belief that's going to help you feel better, or against those 3 things that you wrote down that you've been wanting to do for a while. So 3 positive promises to yourself, stated positively. Yeah. If anybody's struggled with any of this, please feel free to drop me a message, or if you've been struggling to find a limiting belief, or you're struggling to connect with that deeper structure, those deeper answers, then please feel to drop me a message. You can follow me on Instagram at Mother Knows Best Therapies. Please feel free to drop me a message if you need to. And once you've wrote down those 3 promises, again, we're just going to put our hands on our hearts, take a few deep breaths, and I want you to say to yourself, I promise myself, or I promise you that I will, and recite your promises to yourself. And when you've done that, we're going to schedule in your promises now. So you're not getting away without doing them. Okay, so sorry, just bear with me a second. I just want to find something that I can show you. It's just better to see an image sometimes, isn't it? Oh dear, sorry, wrong thing. Just bear with me a second. So, urgent, important matrix. So you may have seen this before, but it's super, super useful for understanding what's important and scheduling things in. So I don't know if you can see this. It might be opposite way around. So you've got urgent at the top, not urgent, important, not important. So your first section will be urgent and important. So if you need to do something immediately and it's important to you, the best thing to do is just do it. We've got to just do it if it falls into that section. If it's important but not urgent, this is where we schedule it. So it's important to you, but it's not urgent that you do it right now, but you do need to do it at some point. So as an example, here's where I scheduled these videos in. It's important, it's something that I want to do, but it's not urgent. It doesn't fall into the urgent category. It's now December. This membership isn't going live till January, so I've got a bit of time to do it, but I want to do it, so I'm going to schedule it into my diary. So I'm going to find a time that I can do it and make that promise to myself that I will do these videos. So the other quadrants that you've got are urgent and not important. So this could be where somebody else is coming in and saying to you, I need this done by whenever. I need this worksheet by whenever. So it's urgent and important to them, but it might not be important to you. So that person may have the resources to do that themselves. So here's where we can like delegate, pass tasks on to other people. So sometimes we have to admit if something's not important to us. Sometimes people can be asking a little bit too much of us, or if we are just kind-hearted people and like to do things for other people, we can take on a lot of other people's stuff and be doing too much that's filling our plate up with things, helping us feel overwhelmed, when actually it's not our thing to do, it's somebody else's. So here's when we delegate. So then we've got not urgent, not important. So it's not urgent, it's not important to you, we put it in the bin. So sometimes we can have things on our plate that are not urgent, not important, but we find ourselves doing it or find ourselves wasting our precious mind space on them. So if there's anything that comes up in the not urgent, not important category, bin it. It has no space here. So I hope you all got something from this video. I hope it was useful for you. And if anybody has any questions or needs anything, you know where to find me. So send in lots and lots of love, and I'll see you all soon. Thank you.